we're going to do things a little bit differently. So I'm going to pull up 3 stocks on stock charts, and I'm going to pull up a whiteboard to kind of break them down. And we are going to have an open forum basically on these stocks. So glad to have you on, Rice. How's everything going?
Everything's good. Everything's good. Wonderful weekend. Uh, Bad Friday, but overall wonderful weekend. Can't wait for this week to trade. I'm
That's
excited.
right. That's right. I mean, we're not all perfect. We all have losses just like everybody else. So kind of give us some info on what happened on Friday for you. I know you suffered a tough loss.
So I blindly traded on Friday. Uh, I posted everything that had like some good setups on Thursday going into Friday, and I did not follow any single play that I did. It was just there was a little FOMO on one of them. Uh, Another trade I got into on AMD. I was trying to short it, and luckily, I was able to all the chart analysis I had. I was able to cost average down, and so walked out with a profit. But towards the end of the day, I had just bear sentiment, not looking at time frame continuity,
Hmm.
and as I was looking at the play, as soon as I jumped in, I was up 10%, and I was like, no, like let's be greedy. Let's try to go for like that 20%, 25% or more. And I got faked out, and the rest of the day was just bag holding,
Uh,
hard, really hard. And the thing was like I kept telling myself the entire day, cut the play, jump the calls, just keep riding it because we were making higher highs and higher lows. And I just kept telling myself, like, like it's gonna reverse, and I made like an amateur mistake. I wouldn't even call it an amateur mistake. It was just a a mistake that you recognize, but you're just so emotionally connected to that play
yeah.
that you're just like, no, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen,
Hmm.
it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and you just can't do that.
No, I've had my fair share, and it's funny because you said AMD. That's been my kryptonite. Kryptonite in the semiconductor business. AMD and Nvidia have humbled me really, really badly. Was it a few months ago when I took a $2,000 loss on Nvidia alone? That was painful. So, like as you said, you can't get emotional. And just like you, I've been emotional on some of these trades, and it is
Yeah,
came back to bite me. So,
but it was a very good learning lesson, I think, at the end of the day, because like I went back and looked through that trade multiple times. And I was like, okay, so where did I, outside of emotion, where did I mess up on this trade? Looking at everything that I did,
yeah.
and there was like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 opportunities that I had to get out for a minimal loss, and I
Mhm.
never accepted it. It was just totally emotional and psychological. Just uh,
Yeah, I get you.
but it was just I got into a bad trade and I believed into it, and it did not pay out, and I messed up.
Hmm. It happens though. It even happens to the most experienced traders too. Just something that we gotta try to manage and be mindful of. But it's easier to say
Yeah,
now than when you're actually in the moment.
yeah,
So I mean, I've been there. I've had some rough losses. I mean, my losses are
yeah,
not small.
yeah,
Swing big, miss big.
yeah.
So all right, well, show off that shirt you got there. I don't think anybody can see it.
Um,
Ah, there it is.
we are part of the Traders United Guild.
That's right. Traders United Guild, everyone. We are official now. So let's get to it. So here we go. I'm going to pull up the whiteboard, which has become one of my favorite things to do now. So can you see that? Yeah, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
I got the board that just jumped in front of me, so I can't see our live video right now. So
I can't see. Okay, yeah.
I haven't got
Uh,
there yet. So here we
okay.
go. So Traders United Guild presents to you, obviously, the Rice in Cuda special. So earning session this week. I'm not going to go through too many. I didn't do extensive research on a lot of these stocks, but the ones that I did do were Pinterest, AMD, and PayPal. So starting with Pinterest, got the animation and everything. Pinterest, support and resistance. So we're going to go over that right now on the chart. News catalyst. So social media advertising is down across the board. As you've seen with Facebook, you've seen with Twitter, and even in Google, which is not a social media company, but their advertising has been down lately. Pinterest has had multiple buyout bids. One of them being PayPal. Which they should have sold because PayPal is offering between $50 and $60 a share, and Pinterest is currently trading under $20 a share. So big mistake there. So now let me bring up my chart. Going to the chart. Webull is my favorite charting app, not my favorite trading app, because it's free and it has a lot of features, a lot of useful features. If you're not ready to pay for the premium features which TradingView provides, which is a phenomenal trading platform by itself. If you're an invested trader, and you want to use a seamless feature experience. So Pinterest. What I like to do when I do earnings, and it's a lot different than a lot of other people do, is I like to go by the 4 hour because I need long time frames, and I know I don't want to get locked into an intraday trade time frame as well. So as you can see here, downtrend since the longest time. I had the last time I really tracked Pinterest. You can see where I was charting. So long ago. This is the stock. This is the first stock that, well, the first non-company stock that I ever purchased, and I bought it at about $70 a share, and I sold it at 88. So that was one of those rare instances where I caught the top. So I missed the top by less than $2. First ever trade. That was pure luck. So here we are. Right now, Pinterest currently trading in what I would say is the middle of its support and resistance. So we're going to drop in some lines here. So we're going to get a support level, a solid support level. So those of you that are kind of new to this, I was supposed to post a couple training videos, but I wanted to get this out with earnings coming up. You want to find a support line where you get at least 3 touches on the line. So right here we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a really solid support level. And then we're going to find our resistance line, which is going to be, again, you want to find multiple touches. So right here seems to be the most solid right here. 2089, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 again, and you got a couple bounces on support on the top part of that. So right now, as you can see, Pinterest trading in the middle at 1948. It does, however, have a bullish possible reversal here with the 13 and 40 EMAs crossing. That's my favorite indicators for these type of trades. When I do intraday, I like to go a little further up, about 2050 or 2100, but in this case, 2048. So me personally, and I'll let Rice get in here in a sec to give us his thoughts on how he would trade this. Me personally, when I'm doing an earnings call, I don't like to buy the time frame before. I like to buy the time frame of, because I want to see what that stock does. So tomorrow, Pinterest is going to, it's not going to close this area. It's either going to move, in my opinion, it's going to continue its bullish run, which should put it somewhere in this area at close tomorrow, Or if the stock markets turn red on the futures, it could trend downwards. Now, here's where I like to play. If the stock moves downwards tomorrow and closes around this area, which I would say 17.13 up to about 17, let's say $18, because this is another support area right here. As you can see, this 1, 2, 3 touches. If it closes around here, I would be inclined to play calls. Now, if this stock moves up and closes around, let's say, I don't think it'll close at 20. It closes around this area right here. It's going to be a little tricky for me because there's not a lot of support there. Actually, take that back. There's 1, 2. Oh, wait, where did I see this? Oh, 1, 2, 3 touches of support of resistance. So if it closes around this area, I would play puts. So that is my take for that. Rice, what do you see?
So as you're talking, I'm looking at this. I'm trying to chart it right now. We are sitting at a break-even level right now. So I would like to go get calls above 2025.
2025.
Calls above 2025.
Yeah, that's about where I charted it. So I'm gonna do another one. However, because I don't establish this, in my opinion, this is not, everybody has their own preference on support and resistance. But in my opinion, for this trade, I don't like it as a super solid resistance support line, but it is nonetheless. So I'm going to put that a different color so that we get that. So yellow. So we're going to put yellow. So as you can see, a lot of touching points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for support. Nope, 6, almost 7, 8. So this is actually, I missed this. This is actually a really solid support line. So
Yeah.
apologize to
20,
Rice over there. We're going to change that back to blue.
2025.
So that is actually a very, very, very solid support line. So if you see it closing here, what in your opinion is your call or your trade?
Well, so if we're going to go into the market tomorrow and like this thing is, as the market is breaking out into a bullish run right now, which I am very bearish.
Mhm.
2025 and above, I'm going to go grab calls. 2025, I like calls. Outside of that, price target is 2075. So it's
20.
going to be
Oh, pretty close. Yeah. Pretty
so
sure I
the
got it.
so it's going to be a really quick scalp. Otherwise, if we are looking for the full run up, I'm looking at 2175 for calls. If
2175.
that would be my final price target, because that's a 3-month resistance.
Oh, you're looking at the longer time frame. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, me too. So if it closes above this line, well, you say you would play calls.
If I got into this trade, I would go above 2025, and then I would run it up to 2175
Gotcha.
as the high.
I gotcha.
So it's almost almost a $2 move.
That would be a huge move upward. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll look at some of the not those calls right now. So calls, I don't know if I'm on calls because I don't really. Oh yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
calls.
But
Calls.
but for if you get into this play for a stop loss, we're gonna look at 1850 as a stop loss. If it breaks below 1850, if you want to go buy puts, I would go into 1850 would be the stop loss, but if it breaks below that 1850, I would go into puts and I look at a 1775 for price target.
1775. Okay, I can see that. Um,
With a write down at the most
do a
at
chart.
1625 at the
Yeah,
most.
I
At
have that as a like a breach of support as where it can go.
Yeah.
1770, close enough. We'll put 1774.
Yeah,
Okay,
I have
so
it.
if go ahead.
I was gonna say like I have a monthly support at 1775.
So if the stock closes in this range right here, you're doing, to be clear, you're doing puts.
No, if the stock closes right, so if we close below 1825, I will go into puts.
1825.
1825 will be puts. First price target is 1775. If it closes above the what do we say?
1775.
No. Puts is 1770. So for puts, 1775. If it closes below that, then we're gonna go put. Or I'm sorry, 1825. If it closes below that, we're gonna go puts. If we close above it, if we're gonna go calls,
Yeah,
I like 1950 above calls. But
1950. Okay, works out.
1950, yeah. But we're still in pre-market, so if we go above that 2025 level, then
You're going
calls
calls,
up to 2175.
which is a 3 month support resistance.
Yeah,
Time.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So
I
so
no,
we have
sorry.
like
Go
a
ahead.
it's like a $4 range. So depending on like we're looking at either we're gonna go above almost 21, like we're gonna break above 2075, or either we're gonna break below 1825.
Gotcha. So you're basically, if this particular stock in earnings is going to test and possibly beat the first resistance point, that's going to continue a bull run, and if it does the opposite, it's going to continue a bear run, right?
Yes.
Okay, I can see the logic in that for sure. Me personally, I would actually do the exact opposite. So I would, and this is I'll tell you why too. If the stock closes around this danger zone right here, which is the support levels,
Hmm.
I would choose calls because I feel that no matter what happens in the earnings release, that the stock will move up because it will be priced in by tomorrow's sentiment. Now, if the stock closes around this area towards resistance, I would be inclined to play puts because I feel honestly they're going to miss earnings and it will be priced in right here, but
No, 100%.
yeah. So if they miss earnings up here, I think that the traders' expectations is going to be that they are going to make it. And then when they announce that miss, it's going to go the opposite direction. That's an opinion. That is not going off of charting facts because non-earnings, I would 100% agree with Rice on this. But based off of what I believe is going to happen tomorrow, I would do the exact opposite. Anything you want to add?
I don't have any of my indicators on except for support and resistance. So,
That's fair. All right.
but no,
Pull.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I
So
agree with you
pull.
because there's actually like a really good support and or not support what's the thing called, the
What?
that
Support
the range.
resistance.
No, the range thing. Uh, the buyers and sellers.
Oh, the volume shelf.
No, not the volume shelf. What's the thing like where there's like a when you when you're looking at stuff where you can actually see like where there's actually huge support of buyers and a huge support of sellers. If you look like on the top of the wicks of the candles and the bottom of the wicks of there,
Mm-hmm.
there's actually, if you go back into like a day time frame,
Mm-hmm.
if you go just scale back out, there's actually a huge uh the thing. I can't think of the word right now.
I'm probably here. I don't know what you're trying to say. We'll figure it out
Got
later.
it.
All right. Moving on. So we'll add. We'll go right back to the whiteboard. Oh, you're gonna love this. This is gonna be your favorite one.
Yep, AMD.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have an opinion on it, but you're also gonna love the presentation that they put together. AMD. Hold on, I gotta zoom out a little bit so you get the whole picture. AMD.
The goat.
Told you get a kick out of
The
it.
goat.
AMD. So we're gonna go over support and resistance. News catalyst, yes, huge news catalyst. The chips deal that just passed the House of Representatives for $52 billion to invest in the United States chip manufacturing business. All sponsored by the GOAT. All right.
If you guys don't know who the goat is, it's Pelosi and her family.
Her trading firm, her husband's trading firm. All right, so we'll pull up the chart now for that. A little bit of a delay. Back to Weeble. All right, AMD. Oh, I have it already on the side. As you can see, I not spent a lot of time charting this either. This is the last time I charted this was when I lost $2,000 in like April. That way. So let me remove these support resistance. All right. Oh, left one. AMD currently at 94.97, just tested a low of 71.60 not too long ago. What is this? I can't see the time frame on the bottom. July 5th. 71.60 on July 5th. As you can see, bullish crossover right here, 13 and 48, moving on upward. So there is a, what am I trying to say? There is a good expectation that this stock will continue running up for earnings. So this is actually a stock I have not spent a lot of time on lately because I hold a grudge against it for costing me so much money. So we'll just draw out some quick support and resistance levels. So that's really low. I don't think it's going to go that low. Where are we? 94.47 stock price right now. We got support and resistance at about 85. What, 20? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches of candles right there on the wicks and the closes for the support level. And then we're going to go to resistance. So as you can see, it just cleared that gap fill right there from June 10th. So that is going to actually be the resistance just off of a gap. So I'm going to put one right there where it's currently at, which is actually what is, I can't see that. 94.88. So it's almost at the top of resistance. So me personally, I think that it's going to have a bullish continuation on Monday. So I'm going to draw up yet another resistance level for what I think it will test. When is earnings on this stock?
Earnings comes out on Tuesday pre-market.
Tuesday pre-market. Did you say pre-market?
Post-market. I'm sorry.
Post-market. Okay. I was like, oh, I didn't know that the company this big would have earnings like that early.
Tuesday, August 2nd, post-market.
Gotcha. All right, so that is a really long gap that I have for resistance at 102.73. But for stocks like AMD and Nvidia, they move pretty rapidly when they announce positive earnings, and they also drop pretty rapidly when they announce a miss. So I'm going to get, again, like we did with Pinterest, I'm going to draw up my thoughts on this, and then I'm going to turn it over to Bryce, who has done way more extensive charting on this stock than I have. As you can see, I'm just charting it right now and not having much success locating a solid resistance point on the 4-hour chart. So in my opinion, that this will break tomorrow. And as you said, we have earnings on Wednesday. So depending on where it closes between 102 and 94.88 is how I'm going to play this. So if it closes, I don't think it'll close up here, but I think it'll close down here. If it closes down here and they do okay with earnings, I think the stock will take off to 102.73. Now, if they miss earnings and they miss it badly, then I think the stock may retreat down towards the support level of 85.90. But again, a lot of it's going to depend on what happens on Monday and Tuesday. So I generally don't make a decision until I see what has been charted until those days. So I'm going to turn this over to Bryce, who, like I said, has done a lot more research on this. So take it away.
Uh, on the 5-minute, do you see a bull flag?
5 minute. I do. It's riding an ascending level right here, ascending channel
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah. That's a very good bull flag right there.
That is phenomenal. Oh
So
yeah, that is a lot of touching points.
yeah, on the 5-minute. So I charted this out. Let's see here. Let's go to the daily.
Just tell me what you want me to chart, and I'll add it to the chart.
All right. So if we go off the daily, so what did the stock close at? Stock closed at 94.47. With resistance of 94.45. I would like to go see this go towards 96.60, so 96.50. So 96.50 is first price target if you're gonna grab calls. If you break out
96
above
what?
96.50 is first price target if you break above 94.50.
Okay.
If you break above even higher, $95. If you break above like $95, 97.75 is second price target on that one.
97.75. 97. Okay.
So it depends
This is
like where you
daily?
break it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
longer time frame. Gotcha. I see it.
yeah.
Okay.
If we break below 92, let's call it 93. If we break below 93, I'm looking at puts down to 92. What is this one? 92.
92?
92.
All right. Okay.
With
Oh yeah, I can see that.
final price target of 91.75.
91.75.
That's final price target on puts. If you want a bag hold, then we're gonna go to 89. 89.50.
No, we don't bag hold around here, sir.
I'm just saying, like, if you want a bag hold, but I would
Ooh, you
not
had to
do
go
that.
really far for that 91.75.
Yeah.
All right, so those are your levels, right? So just to get more information for everybody watching, if the stock finishes towards 96.53 to 97.76 range, how are you playing it?
96 to 97.
Yeah, how would you play the
Oh,
stock close there before earnings?
if it closes before earnings, then so I've got support at 96.60 with resistance at 97.93. Um, If it closes above 97, calls.
Mhm. You'll do calls. Okay.
Yeah, below 97, I do puts. But it also depends, how much does the volume move right before market closes.
Also true.
If
There's
if
always a.
there if there's a shit ton of volume and the stochastic moves up really high, then
Mhm.
yes, then go for the calls. If it goes below and there's not that much, or the stochastic crosses below and we're below 97 and there's not that much volume, then puts.
Gotcha. And out of your opinion, like, do you think earnings, whether it's a beat or a miss, is gonna have any impact on the direction of the stock? Because I mean, there's still going to be that chip steal going on,
Yeah.
regardless.
So uh, I've been bullish for so long, and we are the way that I've charted right now. Like we are in a bullish channel right now, so
Hmm.
I don't think the deal's gonna make any difference until the deal actually gets closer to closing.
Yeah,
But just the way that the market's moving and the stocks are moving, like we're still gonna go up.
I,
If you
I,
want
yeah, I agree with you.
if you want to scalp puts, then scalp them. But I have to go change the mind frame that how I trade, so we're gonna have to go for calls this week.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually in full agreement with you on this because there's a lot of indicators here that tell you that a bullish run is coming. As you can, I didn't put it on there, but you can see there's an uptrend going on, and it looks like it'll close around this time frame or this dollar amount by earnings, um,
Yeah.
or not close, but end up with the earnings push. But you can also see my favorite indicators for these multi-day swings, the 13 to 48, are on the verge of a crossover for a bullish run. So I do see a lot of reason for the stock to continue. All right, trade idea.
Okay.
What you got? What's your trade idea?
Oh, trade deal. Put me on the spot. We're talking
Yeah, I
crypto
guess.
or
Sorry. I'm talking
talking
about AMD options for earnings.
AMD options right now. Well, I've been playing like in the money recently, so right before earnings come out, depending on where the stock closes at, which I feel like it's going to close around like the 96, $97 level if we're
Hmm.
going to go into this run. You play in the money, either calls or puts. Pay the extra for the premium,
Yeah.
uh, and you will definitely, if it plays out the way that you think it's going to play out, the way I think it's going to play out, it's gonna pay out more than you playing one strike out of the money.
Oh, no
But
doubt.
like if you can, like if it's once you get close to that earnings point, like they're gonna charge you probably what $200-$300, hundred
All
and
these
fifty
premiums
dollars.
go up for sure.
Uh, if you don't want to do that, if you're confident in the play or the direction of the play, and you can see these certain movements in the stock, and you want to go play calls or puts, then go play one or two strikes out, and you will see, or you will have a better return. The other thing that I want to let people know is that something that I like to do when I trade is looking at the open interest and volume ratio.
Oh yeah.
So, so if the volume is super high comparative to the uh, open interest,
Yeah.
that's that's kind of like an indicator of like where like the big money is moving. So like if you see like there's 50,000 volume for 10 open interest, or I'm sorry, yeah, for 10 open interest, like that's like a huge indication that that's where smart money and big hedge funds are moving into to go change the value of the stock.
Hmm.
it may not happen instantly, but like once you see that movement happen, and you might see like a huge crash or huge uptrend on the market, that's another indicator of what could happen with the market.
Absolutely. And looking at these AMD calls, the $100 call has an insane open interest of 8,029 contracts. And if you use Webull, you'll know that a lot of the information is right here on this side. The volume is 18.7K, so it's almost double volume compared to open interest ratio. So,
So then
uh,
look at the
mhm,
call side though. Look at the call side. Look at the $99 call side.
$99. So $99, 1.97K versus 1,064 open interest.
So
So
then
it's
you
more,
just
almost 2 to 1, almost the same exact ratio, actually.
yeah, but look at like the whole contracts on both like the full on. So like we're looking at the potential upside and potential downside, right?
Yeah.
So look at that and which one has more ratio on each side. Do you see more ratio on the call side or more on the put side?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's do that. All right.
Because like you might have like if you're like in the money or like $1 out of the money, and it's like pretty much the same. Then you have to look outside the next like $5 call range, and if you want to get crazy, like the CRM thing last year,
Yeah. Oh,
that
there's
was
a lot more
that.
on the call side.
So the call side ratio
It's insane how much more there is on the call side, as you can see right here. Open interest right here, multiple thousands, and on the put side, single digit, single digit, single. Then we get to the hundreds, hundreds, and then we get into the lower thousands. But calls reign supreme so far. So there's a lot of bullish sentiment on AMD.
and remember these contracts close on the Friday, but they're playing earnings,
Yeah.
which come out on Tuesday after market. So if you want to get into these option calls, that's why I love to go chart Sunday evening because you can see what happened Friday, looking into going like what's happening on the market going into the
Mhm.
week. And so if you're gonna play earnings, you can kind of give like a little heads up of like, hey, like this could happen. So like if you start charting and then you have that little nugget in your head, like, hey, like there was a lot of call
Mhm.
sentiment or bullish sentiment on the previous Friday going into the market, then there might be more confidence, especially like if you chart it out and it makes sense.
Yeah. Absolutely. So final trade idea for me, what I personally, I don't know if I'll do it, but if I do it, it'll probably actually, if I do make a decision, it will be based on tomorrow. So tomorrow I will post
Mm.
in the Discord whether I'm going in this call or not. But right now I have my eyes on the $100 strike. I know it's almost $6 out of the money. Don't pay attention to this price because this number right here, the implied volatility IV for short, is not going to be 68% on Monday. It's going to be 90 plus, probably in the hundreds. So IV is premium. It dictates how much this will open at. So the more popular a stock, the more this goes up.
Is that AMD?
Yeah, this is AMD. So
I'm
right,
gonna do me a favor, screenshot this, and I'm gonna say 160 to 175 IV.
160. I don't know how to screenshot on this computer.
Well, like when you open it on your phone,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll screenshot. So what did you say you think it's going to open at?
160 to 175 IV.
You think it's going to almost triple? I can see a case for that.
And
I think it's going to be like 100, 110
okay,
tomorrow. You
okay.
said at open we're talking about?
Well, after like 5 minutes in, open to 5 minutes.
Oh,
160 to
we'll play it.
17.
We'll play it safe. We'll say after 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
7 a.m. because that's when it'll actually start moving up a lot. So 7 a.m. you got one. You said 160,
One
170.
160 to 175.
I think it's going to open at about 100 to 110, which will probably move this contract to about, let's see, 100 to 110, maybe about 2.3, 2.4. And then yours, you're saying you're with your triple, you're saying that these contracts are going to open about 4? That's a lot. Well, actually, that makes sense for earnings. So you know what?
We're,
You actually might be onto something.
and we're on a bull run right now.
You might be onto something there. So that's a really good possibility that these can be at 4.0 or higher by open. All right, moving on to the next one, the last
Futures,
one.
futures are down right now.
Back to the whiteboard. PayPal. I didn't put a lot on this because PayPal is not one of my favorite stocks, but I have traded this in the past and I have some familiarity, so I wanted to throw that on there. So PayPal, we're going to chart support and resistance, and the 1-year high, just to throw it out there, is 296.70, which was last August, September. So they decided against the Pinterest deal. Their stock was trading at about 190 to 100. And honestly, just them talking about acquiring Pinterest sank that stock. That started the bear trend down to what it is now. I don't remember. PayPal.
Is that in the is that in the ARK fund?
PayPal, I believe
Yeah.
it's part of one of those ARK funds.
Yeah, or KK.
I don't know if it's. Oh yeah, that would be it. It's the tech one. So moving on to the charting when I can figure out how to get back there again. Where are you? All right, back to the chart. PayPal, as you can see, this was around the time when they were talking to Pinterest about acquiring. They immediately sank down. This is specifically where it happened. They sank down an insane amount in one day. So they were trading at open 171.80 and they closed at 163.54. And it just continued to get worse as the talks dragged on because of how much it would cost to acquire Pinterest at about $60 a share. So then they said no, and the stock began to move upwards until earnings came around and surprised drop off down to 130 ish. And as you can see, just downtrend ever since. But now it's going through some consolidation and getting ready for some recovery. So let's get into business for this. So pulling up the 4 hours, my favorite chart to use for earning specific plays. We're going to add some support and resistance. So it is just like the other stocks, trading very close around support resistance. So resistance, we're gonna put about right. Yeah, we're about right there. Support. We're gonna put a couple support levels. So we got this chart is a mess. Where am I? Okay.
This stock is a mess.
That it is. So 76.91, and we got the lower support down here, which I don't think it will happen, but might as well account for that possibility. About that level, 71.98. Just gap filled. This fill from June. A lot of stocks dropped around June 9th. This is the second one that dropped on exactly that day without earnings, too. That was a big drop off from 86.25 to a close of 78.29. Wow. So Pinterest, bullish run right now towards the top of the resistance trend. I do think that Pinterest, or no, we're not talking about Pinterest, PayPal is an undervalued company. I still don't believe it should be worth under $100. So As you can see, it tested resistance more recently about, can't see that, June-ish, rejected pretty badly. What's going on? What are you laughing at?
You think it's undervalued? So does Kathy
I
Wood.
do think it's undervalued.
You and Kathy Wood also think it's undervalued. It's fucking hilarious.
Kathy and I have very different opinions about certain stocks like Roku. Don't hate on PayPal. PayPal is
I'm not, but like it was funny.
PayPal is an
Continue.
undervalued company. All right, there's a lot of utility for PayPal, in my opinion. There's a lot of potential for it if it gets more involved in the crypto space, and also needs crypto to actually move price wise. So 101.07, I also like as. Stop laughing. What if I need partner? All right, so Pinterest. If Pinterest, I hate to feed into this right now, but I do think Pinterest is going to reject this dollar amount tomorrow. And if it does, if it drops to around, let's say the 82, 81, $82 level under the current 13 EMA, then I would play calls. Now, if this consolidates, which is very, very likely to do around this line, I would play puts. So, um, me personally, so pay attention to this line right now. This is a Tuesday play, by the way. If it closes around this area, I am inclined to buy the puts down to about this level. So I would probably do a $75 put because I think the premium is going to be pretty high on this. 75, 80. If 80 is not too much, then maybe an 80. Now, if this drops tomorrow, which is also a case, what did you say futures were right now?
They're down.
All right. So if it drops based on just futures and it closes, I think I just said this, so I think I'm repeating myself because you distracted me with your hate on PayPal. If it closes in this range, I am going to do calls regardless of how earnings are forecast because at this point, it is my opinion that earnings have already been factored into this as a miss. So, anything you want to add?
Don't buy PayPal as a stock.
Don't buy PayPal. I would buy PayPal as a stock long term, as a long term hold, honestly. But that's a discussion for another day. All
Let's see
right.
what plus
So,
I buy.
is there anything you want me to pull up before we leave for this session?
uh, let's where's my shirt at? Let's see here. How do you feel about WDC
I don't know what that is, but let's pull it up. WDC.
or cat or WDC?
Yes. We're going to do WDC because I don't know what that is. And I want to know now. WDC. Western Digital.
They have earnings on Friday.
All right. What
They
time frame?
so I'm looking at the daytime frame. I tried
Okay.
the shit out of this one.
All right.
They make all the hard drives. So it's gonna be a sympathy play with AMD on earnings,
There's a huge
and they
gap.
have there's a massive gap, and they have a huge run up right now.
All right. So where you got your support and resistance levels?
As of currently, I am looking at $50.50 as the price target.
$50.50. I can get there. Huh? Close enough. Okay. What else?
That's price target. If we're gonna go, if they miss earnings, I'm looking at 47.50.
47.50. Close enough. When is their earnings?
Friday.
Oh, always there.
So we have
So
some. So
if
we
they
have some
beat
time.
earnings, do you think it's going to test the gap fill?
I think it's gonna test the gap fill, and I also think that it's gonna test the 50 EMA on the daily.
Oh yeah, my 48 is about to be touched right now too. So I see.
Yeah. So it's gonna touch that. So it's gonna $51.
$51 price target. So you're gonna go you're gonna go bullish because you're a believer that AMD is gonna be bullish, right?
Yeah. So it's computer parts, right?
Yeah.
So if AMD has really good earnings, then this should also carry that. It's like how we had like last week, right?
Yeah.
Microsoft missed it, and then they're like, "Oh, like we changed our expected return," and then all of a sudden the stock jumped, and it's like, "Yeah, but you guys lost a shit ton of money," and then Intel missed it by a shit ton, but nobody cares because nobody buys Intel.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nobody
App,
will tell.
Apple and Amazon killed it, and it's like, okay, well, it's fine, but like computer parts alone, I think they're gonna kill it.
Just look at this. Like they had earnings on April 28th, and the stock went from 50.65 to 63.26 in 5 days.
Yeah.
So they move on earnings. Over here, they dropped horribly on earnings. So this is a big earnings mover.
Well, here, so shrink that down, right? We have based off of like look where they gapped down and where they gapped up at. There's a very and look at like where the current price point is.
Yeah.
Look at like that price point of the stock. That's a range right there.
Well, that's wild. 41 to 63 since May
Well,
4th.
not well, I'm not telling from the highs and lows, but like
Yeah, this
go
gap.
back.
Go back.
Well, I'm saying the gap. I'm not saying the gap. Like so, look at the earnings like when they hit it and they
Yeah.
missed it.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
right here
go
they
from like
missed. Oof. Big drop
yeah,
off.
but like right before earnings,
Yeah.
like the day before.
Yeah.
So go from the top of go from the top of that candle,
Which
and
is
and if anyone's watching, check this out.
57.34.
Okay, so 57.34, go to the
Mm-hmm.
top of the candle, round up to 57.50,
Okay.
make a horizontal line.
A horizontal line.
Yeah, horizontal
Gotcha.
line.
47.50. Okay. Or where was it?
40,
57.50.
57.50. Okay,
All right.
horizontal line. Check this out. Okay, so let's go to their next earning period,
Okay.
and then go
Right
look right
here.
before they, and then where they closed.
Oh my God, right on the line. Wow. Okay. Right
Okay,
on the top of the resistance.
so right before that gap down,
Yeah.
on the bottom of that candle,
Yeah.
make a line. No, the red one.
This one
Yeah, yeah,
on
because
the wick
that's
or
earning.
the close?
The yeah, close.
Close.
Yeah,
All right.
or not. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's
Okay.
only like 10 cents difference. Okay, so everybody, take a look at this. Go all the way to where we're at right now.
All right. All right. Oh wow. Okay. Right. That's interesting. You have done extensive research on this.
Yeah. So that's the zone that we're gonna trade in on this
It is in
stock,
the range. Yeah, you're right.
and it's on the uptrend. So if it breaks through that bottom resistance line off of
It
previous earnings,
it can gap fill
yeah,
very quickly.
yeah, and also like if you look at on the left side where it gapped down,
Yeah.
that was a support level that it broke down through.
Yeah.
So that's a trade zone.
All right. Wow, that's some good knowledge there.
So
Good
and if
stuff.
and if we keep moving upwards, like either you can go get in there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, premiums might be high, or if you want to go trade right before market closes prior to earnings, then you can get in there for
Yeah,
cheap and
these
just run it up.
contracts are affordable. It's at 49.10, and the $50 call is only 185.
It's dirt cheap.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh no, there's no volume on this though. Only 124 versus 975 for the 50 call, but that'll pick up.
But go here, Jerry. Go put on earnings. Do a day like either like a 4 hour chart or a day chart for volume.
For earnings,
Yeah, go back to Western Digital, and
okay,
then on the days that they have earnings, go put up what the volume is. There
okay.
should be a massive increase in volume. So that
Earnings
means
day right here. So volume 5.8 million. Oh no, that'll be the second day. 8.1 million.
60% increase.
And then on this day, that's 21.9 million, 3 days after earnings. Holy crap. And the
Yeah.
previous earnings period before that was 19.9 million.
Uh, so that's a very good stock to go look at.
It's a great stock to go look at. So I'm gonna add this to my watch list now because that could be a pretty big gainer right there. So
Yeah.
we added or four stocks to watch for earnings. Not bad.
And just so everybody that's watching, what's their price range?
What's the
If
price
you
range? Oh,
what's
go ahead.
what's what's our goal? So like if as we are going into an uptrend, uh, Jerry, where's our price range? We're looking for entries. We're looking for exit points,
Hmm.
and where's like our top, so we don't get greedy. If
Absolutely.
if we were gonna go buy calls in the stock
Yeah.
or on these option calls, Jerry, give me some feedback.
Okay.
I'm
So if I was buying calls, I would, well, obviously the first price target is 50.52, but earnings will send this at another level. So my price target would be to see how it tests the gap fill at 52.53. That would be my first price target.
okay.
But again, we trade differently. I'm more aggressive. What would you say?
Uh, as soon as we break that resistance and hold it,
Yeah.
then I would definitely get in, and I would love to see that 57 run up.
Oh, okay. So you would hold it longer than I would. Oh, you're more aggressive in this situation.
Yeah, I would love to go see a $57 run up, but I would every single resistance level I would cut.
Yeah.
I'd cut it out of there.
All right. Well, great show as usual. Any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Make sure that you drink your water. Make sure that you eat some food. Make sure that you do not overtrade, and be happy with whatever profits you take.
Good
You
stuff.
might have money left on the table, but if you make money, then you had a good day.
Yeah. All right,
If
guys.
you
Hope
lose
you.
money, don't. Oh,
Oh, I was gonna say.
if
Is
you
there
lose
anything you
money,
wanted to
don't.
add?
Do,
Go ahead.
if you lose money, don't get discouraged. Figure out what you did wrong, and get right back in there.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Hope you got a lot from this. I'm glad that we were able to kind of break down some charts. It was last minute, but now that we know we have this feature, we'll see if we can do this in the future again with breaking down stocks. So you guys have a good look on how we chart and the difference of opinions that we have on certain charting methods too. So thank you guys, and